A politically charged atmosphere seems to be prevailing in the state of Kerala, with Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan and the Governor Arif Mohammed going head to head against each other in separate and somewhat combative press conferences in Kollum and Malappuram respectively. Now there are a slew of rather shocking developments that have taken place in Kerala, including the Hamas rally that was held just about 2 months ago when the conflict started, following which we witnessed the Kalamassery church blast. Apart from that, the NIA has conducted several raids in and across Kerala to quash the PFI nexus. Now, coming back to the conversation in hand, amidst the unprecedented escalation in the Governor versus the Chief Minister face-off, Chief Minister of Kerala, Pinarayi Vijayan, raked the 1971 riots of Kalamassery and stated, and I quote, Mr. Khan's derogatory comments of Kannur have smacked the RSS hatred for the district. He further insinuated that the RSS tried to forge a Hindu majoritarian mindset in the early 1970s by fomenting communal riots in Kalamassery. However, their bid was foiled by the CPIM. That's exactly what the Chief Minister said. Now the question that arises is, what has Kerala turned into? And what was the reason for Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan to recall the Kalamassery riots of 1971 in his speech? We'll talk about this with some people who understand what's going on over here and how dangerous it has become. Xavier Rodriguez, BJP leader, joins us on the broadcast. Uma Anandan, BJP councillor, also with us on the show. Shekhar Vijayan, political analyst, joins us on the broadcast as well. Savio, I'll begin with you. Well, Kerala, Savio, has been in conversation. You've been a part of those conversations on several occasions for all the wrong and rancid reasons. It seems now we know why that the case is so. Of course, when the people at the helm of affairs in Kerala continue to indulge in political hate mongering, it is going to spell trouble in not only in terms of the atmosphere, but also the peace and quiet that Kerala was once known for. We know what Kerala has become in the last few years, and including that terror angle that everybody keeps looking into when it comes to Kerala. What do you make of this situation? And the governor may have his reservations, he may have his political ideology, and I'm going to quote this once again, Savio. We have seen such friction before as well. There's a friction between the Chief Minister of Delhi and of course the LG. We have seen the friction in West Bengal as well when Mr. Vice President Dhankar was the governor, and Mamata Banerjee of course objected to his ideology. Is this setting a wrong example? The state government and the governor are supposed to get along. He is, after all, the first citizen of that state. And here he is basically fending for his life.
Vineet, it's very important for the Chief Minister of Kerala to understand that Mr. Arif Mohammed Khan is an Indian Muslim first. So I've always defined two categories of people that come from the Muslim majority in India. One is an Indian Muslim. And by an Indian Muslim, I mean a Muslim who is dedicated to Bharat Mata, who serves Mother India, continues to work in the interest of the country and respects every other religion and community and caste in this country. That is an Indian Muslim. The second category of Muslim is a Muslim in India. This Muslim in India category owes its allegiance to a set of radical thinking Muslims that do not originate their ideologies from India, but are ideologies that are borrowed from Islamic radicalized nations all around the world. And that is why you are seeing them behaving in an extremely radical manner. We saw it in Kashmir in 1990. Kerala is going to become the next Kashmir if we do not control Islamic radicalism. So Mr. Vijayan's comments against Mr. Khan are so misplaced because Mr. Khan represents the Indian Muslim community. He is raising an issue that is concerning the people of Kerala, the people of India, and organizations like SFI, which are offshoots of a deep-rooted ideology in them, are only stirring the pot, and Mr. Khan is fighting it. And I think it is courageous of Mr. Khan to stand in Kerala against the Islamic radicalism that is happening, because the Catholic Church in Kerala has also stood against Islamic radicalism. Why are they standing? Why are minorities themselves? The bishops of the Catholic Church in Kerala, Mr. Khan himself, who is also a minority, why are they standing against Islamic radicalism and against the support that the Kerala government very subtly gives to the Islamic radical organizations? Why? Because they believe that Islamic radicalism is going to destroy Muslims and minorities more than it's going to destroy the Hindus. And that is why Mr. Khan's efforts has been to unify Muslims, Hindus, Christians, and to cast aspersion on a person like Mr. Khan is ridiculous on behalf of the CM. Because Mr. Khan is an articulate, a learned, and a highly devoted person to the Constitution of India. So this conflict that has been happening is happening only to create negativity towards the ideologies and the belief that Mr. Khan has as a citizen of India, and not because he is a Muslim. That is what they are trying to create. They're trying to create and distinguish him from being a Muslim. Is it wrong for somebody like Mr. Khan to support the BJP? Why should it be? He is a Muslim, he's an Indian Muslim, he supports the BJP, as many other Muslims support the BJP. I am a Christian, I support the BJP. Why should it be wrong for the minority to support the BJP? We love the country. We want to work with a political party that is working in the interest of the country. We don't want Kerala to be a den of Islamic radicals. And I support Mr. Khan thoroughly in his fight against Islamic radicals. We have to fight Islamic radicals, because Islamic radicalization will destroy India and Bharat if we don't control it.
Umanandan, well, the atmosphere is already spoilt in Kerala for a number of reasons. And of course, I also mentioned in my opening monologue that Hamas rally, a pro-Hamas rally took place in Kerala, and not much was made of it. But here you are, squabbling and fighting and having these arguments with the governor, who is a representative of the government. He is supposed to uphold the constitution as much as you are. Why isn't there a sense of camaraderie here? Is the political difference, so at large and so wide, that reconciling for the sake of one good of the nation also seems to be a task for, the Kerala government?
See, first, as the previous panelist told, it is no more God's own country. It has become devil's own country. God's own country is gone in the ancient times. And the communist rule, once they started emerging in Kerala, it has become, and Kerala and Tamil Nadu, they are more or less on par with this. They would like to stay away from the national stream. They would like to think that they have come down from heaven and they have nothing to do with the country India, Bharat. That is their contention. And the violence that has been happening. Mr. Vijayan speaks about Kalamassery and he says, why is he quoting that? Now, I would like to go back centuries before that. I would like to speak about so many other things, the massacres that happened there. But during the British, the European rule, during the Tipu Sultan rule, he can speak about something that is beneficial to him alone. But he would much rather forget the incidents in the past history. And again, now you see how they are, the ruling government, how are they treating the Hindu place of worship? How are they treating the Hindu pilgrims? How can, and as the previous panelist rightly said, we respect Mr. Arif Mohammed Khan, we respect Mr. Kalam. What respect did these people give? The I.dot alliance. What respect did they give to Mr. Kalam? They were against his nomination, while the BJP was accepting Mr. Kalam as the greatest human being in India, the greatest scientist. We never differentiated him on the basis of religion. We accepted him for what he is, a thorough gentleman, a thorough Indian, with so much of patriotism. But they don't want to do that. They change colors. They would speak so much about, BJP is segregating the country. But when we nominate a rightful person, they don't accept that. They are like chameleons and they are fooling the entire population, so as the Congress is doing. They would much rather see a segregated India. They want the country to be divided on the basis of religion. And communists, that is why they've already lost in Bengal. Where are they now? They are minuscule. We have to see them with a magnifying glass. They have not learned their lesson yet, the communists. They should be taught a huge lesson just as they have been taught. And how much they fight in Bengal, but they become allies in Tamil Nadu. Then they fight again in Kerala. Is it not a joke? Where is their ideology? Is it consistent? And the governor is somebody like a yes man for them? Somebody whom they would say, sit sir, sit down, stand up sir. That is what they want the governor to be. Somebody who toes in line with them. It is actually, they are making a mockery of the constitutional authority that he is, the representative of the president. They don't want to follow any norms. And when they are in the opposition, they will talk like this. When they go into the ruling party, the tone is different, the tune is different, everything is different. They have the Congress and communists have been fooling the country for decades on this. They have no face to talk about morals, ethics, or standards. They keep changing their ideology. Does it depend upon that their ideology changes? When in Kerala, it is of green. Then it becomes red in Tamil Nadu. Then in Bengal, it takes a different color. In Bihar, it takes another color. They keep changing their colors like a chameleon.
Shekhar Vijayan, it's tragic, that the politics and the political greed, in certain states is basically defining, the need for consensus, which is a part of our democratic fabric. It's not a part only of our democratic fabric, Shekhar, it is also something that binds our constitution together. But for the sake of petty votes and to have, power on your side and satta, in your pocket, this is becoming a norm these days. Do you think, and I'll ask this question once again, that there has to be some sort of an intervention or an interference, or rather a rap on the knuckles by the center at this point in time?
Absolutely, Vineet. Thank you for having me over. I think you said it right. I think there needs to be a code of conduct. See, this is not the first time the first citizen of the state and the chief minister have been at loggerheads with each other. This has happened previously before, because the governor has been asking the right questions. And I think in a 5-kilometer radius, he's been attacked twice. Today, as we talk, he's in Calicut and he was in Mithai Street, where he was received very warmly by the people there. He's a popular man, the governor. The governor is very popular, he's both he and the chief minister have been having issues in the past. And as we talk, I'm in Kerala, and I can see that you can see the print media is full of articles around the different differences which you have between the governor and the chief minister. And this just didn't start yesterday or day yesterday. It's been going on for quite some time. I think the solution here, because obviously there's a communication breakdown. Both of them don't want to speak to each other. They're talking through TV channels and through the print media. I think there needs to be a code of conduct. The central government has to intervene here, because at the end of the day, his life is also very precious. The governor's life is very precious. The fact that, I don't know, I'm sure we all have seen the videos of the SFI goons attacking the governor. This was within a 5-kilometer radius, attacked him twice. So anything is possible. And for the security of him, I think the central government should intervene and take precautionary measures as quickly as possible. But I think more than anything else, the questions he asked about corruption, about nepotism, and about the ideological differences, I think this is the reason why there is so much of an ideological difference between the governor and the chief minister. The chief minister has never been asked questions like this in the past. Now, when he's been asked this question, somehow he doesn't have an answer, and then he goes after the governor. And because both are heads of the state, both first citizens of the respective states, they don't want to give in, they don't want to give up. Somewhere we have to follow rules, other things can really go downhill from here.
Right. Savio, how can things go downhill from here for Pinarayi Vijayan? He seems to be corroborating with all the wrong people in terms of, defending the inaccuracies and the failures that the state has, faced in the last few years. If you also remember, during COVID days as well, Kerala was, only a shadow of its own reflection or its own image.
We need a lot of the problem in Kerala has a lot to do with the change in ideological thought processes in many of the young adults and the generation that was before us in Kerala, because they got a lot of money that came in from the Gulf. And I know a few people who are based out of the Gulf and came into Kerala back again Muslims who were completely radicalized after their stint in Qatar, after their stint in Saudi Arabia. They changed and they brought these ideological thought processes into their lives as far as Kerala is concerned, which is why I keep saying that Kerala is on the verge of being the next Kashmir if we do not correct it. When I mean by the next Kashmir, if you look what happened to Kashmir way back in 1990, but it was a process that started at least 10, 15 years ahead. And that's exactly where Kerala is positioned. Now, communists have always associated themselves with Islamic radicals. Because again, just like the Islamic radicals, the communists also believe in anarchy. And therefore, they need anarchy in the state. They need the state to be controlled by their thought process. So when you have the Indian government, which is more democratic in its setup, more socialist in its approach, more towards people without looking at caste and creed, you are going to have a problem with people in Kerala and the Kerala government, which is a communist government. And they're going to continue to attack Mr. Arif Khan. But here's the hypocrisy. They are attacking Mr. Arif Khan, who's an Indian Muslim. He represents the Muslim community. It's the same way people used to attack Mr. Kalam. Mr. Kalam was a representative of the Indian Muslim community. And you keep attacking a guy that comes from the minority, who is evolved, who is far more educated, who is far more understanding as far as citizens' role is concerned. It's not driven by the indoctrination or the dogmas of religion. I think minorities today should and have over the past also represented India. And therefore, Bharat and India is above all religious indoctrination and dogmas. Unfortunately, Islamic radicals don't understand that. That is why they are in conflict in every part of the world that they are. Whether it is in Israel, whether it's in Europe, whether it's in the US, Islamic radicals are always in conflict because the ideology is meant to be in conflict. So I think it's courageous of Mr. Khan as the governor of Kerala to stand up to Islamic radicalism, just as it was courageous by bishops and priests in Kerala to stand up against love jihad and other Islamic radical practices that they voiced. They were attacked in terms of mobs coming to the churches and all, and I'm sure Mr. Khan will face the same. Because Islamic radicals do not like a mirror to be shown to them. They want to perpetuate their hate. They want to perpetuate their hate for other religions. And that is what Mr. Khan is fighting for. Therefore, every right-minded Indian, irrespective of their religion, must stand up and support Mr. Khan for what he's doing in Kerala.
Umanandan, what's the future of Kerala if this mindset continues, with the political outfit? Is this also basically a chance, for a new ideology to take over in Kerala? Perhaps that would be best.
No, I think, God's own country will come back again to its own lively self. I'm a firm believer in that. And I would like to remind the communist CM there about the time Mr. E.M.S. Namboodiripad was the chief minister and how Mrs. Indira Gandhi tried to control him. What was the relationship at that time between the Congress and the communists? Look at this today. They would like to bury that today. And what about the way he is treating the devotees of Sabarimala, Anantapadmanabha Swami Koil? What is he doing with all that? The Devasthanam boards. How much of the Hindu Sabarimala pilgrims? What are the harassment that they are undergoing even now? Even after the Supreme Court verdict? This doesn't augur well at all. It is high time Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan changes his mindset and gives the due respect to this. And as somebody said, see the Madani, who hails from Kerala, the guy, Islamic radical, and how is he treated? With kid gloves. With kid gloves. Nobody can forget the Coimbatore blast. The Islamic radicals have to be taught a lesson. They cannot continue to run amok. Today it is Kerala, it is Tamil Nadu is halfway through that. Today, would they want a disintegrated Bharat? Is that what they want?
Yes,
they have
that's
to
what they want.
Answer. They have to answer. Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan has a lot to answer along with this India alliance partners, all of them. For just vote bank politics, they would like to disintegrate this country for their own benefit. And what about the corrupt? Is there anywhere they can point out to? I wanted to mention love jihad, and the other panelists had already mentioned. They want to bury that under the carpet. I would like to mention about a top police officer's daughter from Kerala who got involved in this love jihad. All these things cannot be brushed aside as a cinema or anything. It is happening in real life. They don't want to face the truth, either for fear from the Islamic radicals or for vote bank. They're all the wrong reasons. All the wrong reasons for which the ruling party is towing the line of the Islamic fundamentalists. We will have to put an end. You want to see somebody enjoying the scene or waving the Pakistani flag when the cricket match is on? Is that all acceptable? All this is acceptable, and they would like to teach us lesson on other things. First, I think they should learn to look at mirror themselves or introspect themselves. I hope good sense prevails, and let me say that it is futile, because if good sense was there, they will not be in the party. Nobody will be in the Communist Party if they have some good sense.
All right.
So I think that.
All right, ma'am. We've run out of time. I'm going to take a quick comment from Shekhar as well, and then we wrap up. Shekhar, Vijayan?
Yeah, I think, like I mentioned earlier, I think there needs to be a code of conduct, because, it's like an immovable object meets an unstoppable force. That's what's really happening here. You've got the BJP, which is not going to back out, and you've got the governor who's also not going to back out, and you also have the Kerala chief minister who's also not backing out. They've only making public statements against each other.
Let's not glorify it as a Christopher Nolan
movie.
Script. It is not as amusing and amazing as that. I beg to differ. There is a problem there, and we definitely should not be glorifying this kind of a rhetoric. We've run out of time. We're going to take a quick break. Would like to thank all my guests for being a part of this conversation.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.